What up, what up, what up, what up? Mic check. Let me know y'all can hear me in the chat. El Mays, I got an announcement I think you'll like. So stay tuned. But let me know y'all can hear me in the chat. I'll be back in a few moments. Benjamin says sounds good. Okay, good. That's a good sign. Y'all can see everything on the screen, the little picture or whatever. We all good there. Let me know. Check, check, check. Is that the beautiful Motu M4? Yeah, on the picture, but what you're actually hearing is the Symphony desktop, is the interface you're actually hearing. So the Motu M4 is a beautiful device. It's good for travel. It had its run, but yeah, it's been outclassed by the Symphony desktop. All right, let me switch screens here. Might as well get started. I think I got a short in my headphone cable. Let me know if there's a short in my vocal at all. If y'all hear any crackling or anything like that. That way I'll know if it's just a cable or if it's actually something else. Yeah, got the MIDI controller out today. Let me see. Did I update my library with Saga Synth? I don't know if I did. Let me make sure I updated that before we get started. Have any of y'all grabbed Saga Synth? If so, what's your thoughts on it? Yeah, I don't think I updated it. Let me go ahead and refresh the patch list real quick. That way all the new stuff shows up. Jamie Rice says, "What up, everyone? What up, bro? How you feeling? Hope everything is good with y'all. Man, tell me how's the new year going for y'all? How was Christmas or whatever it is you celebrate through the holidays?" We got Mobile Music Pro here. What up, bro? How you feeling? Yeah, let me know how your holidays was, and did you get everything that you wanted? Did you get some family time? Did you get some music done? Were you on vacation from work, and were you able to be productive for some of your own personal endeavors instead of that of the company that you work for? Is the company you work for aligned with your personal endeavors, and you got to spend more time with your family and not really focus on work at all? Did you travel? You know, what y'all do? Let me know. I'm refreshing this database right here for Nano Studio 2 so I can have these Saga. Is this, yes, Saga? Is that how you say it? It's like Sega but with the A. Synth presets on here. I know I'm gonna butcher this name, but I think it's Coco Marina. Morena says, "Hey, what up? How you doing, bro? Hope all is well with you. How's the Drambo life? Good, I hope." Um, all right. Still waiting on this database to refresh. Get started, maybe cook something up. But yeah, I got, if I stay on here long enough and the stream don't drop out and stuff, got some cool news to share with y'all as well. So we'll see how that goes, but I'll get to that later. This database refreshing is crazy though. Dramble life is a good glitchy life. Dizzy says, "Hello, I don't know if it's morning, evening, or not night where you at." I'm omnipresent. It is all hours of the day, every time of the day or night. But what is it where you are? Is it morning, noon, or night where you are, Dizzy? Still waiting on this database to refresh. I got crazy apps on Nano Studio 2, but it's worth the refresh for me. So, yeah, we're gonna make it happen. Man, tell me what MIDI controllers y'all using? What interfaces y'all using? What microphones are y'all using? Are you doing everything? Are you doing everything? Like on iOS, like from your beat making to your vocal side of things? Are you hosting like studio sessions on the iPad, or are you only letting the iPad do certain tasks? And then going to like a desktop or a laptop of some sort for like finishing the song. And then are some of y'all using hardware with iOS? Like I want to know about the workflow y'all are using. Okay, Coco Marina says the volume is so low here. I'm struggling listening on my laptop speakers. Am I low? Let me know if I'm low. Am I low? I don't feel like I'm low, but if I'm low, let me know. All the levels appear to be pretty much right where, like, I've even got a couple clipping symbols from a couple words I've said, so I want to make sure I don't clip, but let me know. I'll turn it up if I need to turn it up. If I need to work on my mic proximity, I'll go ahead and work on that as well. Mobile Music Process sounds good here. Dizzy said a tear came down from my eye. I was keeping my money to buy Nano Studio and bought Cubase's 2 recently, or are you talking about Cubase's 3? Or I hope you didn't buy Cubase's 2 recently, because Cubase's 3 is definitely the way you want to go. Okay, so Dizzy says it's definitely low. Okay, let me go ahead and try to check. Let me turn on a compressor, maybe help the situation out. Bear with me. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let me adjust the gate then. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Is that better? Feels real loud on my side, but if that's better, I'll go ahead and rock with that. Ain't no telling with the YouTube how it converts the signal. The volume bar on Windows mixing is it's in the low 1%. That's crazy. Yeah, you see my meter over here, I'm way up there. So yeah, I don't know. Once I start playing music, I don't want to clip nothing. So go ahead and rock with that for now until I get more understanding from y'all on if it's the low 1% of volume is crazy though. Like that's nuts. Okay, yeah. Mobile Music Pro says hopefully you meant Cubase's 3, Dizzy. Yeah, like I'm wondering why you grab Cubase's 2 at this stage in the game. Coco Marina says I have a Shure MV5. It connects directly to the iPad and works as an interface with direct monitoring. Jamie Rice says, nah, you good. Okay, I guess so the volume's good on that side. Let me adjust my gate a little bit more. Check. All right, so we got our presets loaded and all that. Have y'all checked out Saga Synth? Where is it at? Now I can't find the thing. There it is. So it's a Sega themed synth, obviously. No affiliations to Sega officially, but Really cool. Really cool sounding synth from Audio Kit. I think it's on sale for like $2.99 right now. And there's been a lot of people who have contributed some really nice presets to it. So if y'all grab Saga Synth, if not, why not? Dizzy, this synth is like $2.99 right now on the App Store. It's made by Audio Kit. I believe that's who it's under in the App Store. It's called Saga Synth, SAGA, as you can see right here. Saga Synth by Audio Kit. I recommend you grab it. And if you have it in your budget, I also recommend you grab Nano Studio 2 or Cubasis 3 if you are currently at Cubasis 2. I do know that if you're just going to be using MIDI mostly, that Nano Studio 2 is really stable and able to stack a lot of instances of things that other apps can't stack so well. But if you're planning on using audio and MIDI, then you definitely probably want to consider the Cubasis 3 route, because there's a lot of updates and things constantly being improved in the Cubasis 3 realm. I don't know if they're still updating Cubasis 2 at all. Coco says, I wasn't going to grab it after VHS synth, but the patches are very good here. What didn't you like about VHS synth? And Dizzy says, I don't know if my iPad Air 1973 can handle Cubasis 3. What is the iPad Air 1973? Is that a 2? Is that a 1? Is that a 3, 4? Which one would be 1973? Yeah. Coco says an AEM. I definitely recommend AEM, but since he or she, I can't see what Dizzy's thumbnail is, since they didn't specifically say AEM, I didn't want to throw another contender in it, because they said they were choosing between Nano Studio 2 and Cubasis, so I wanted to keep it right there. But Audio Evolution Mobile is also a very good app, especially with audio. Cubasis probably at this time is a bit better with MIDI, because I think Cubasis you can get 8 MIDI AU effects all on the same track, whereas Audio Evolution Mobile is currently limited to 1 MIDI audio unit effects, however you say it. So, but if you're planning on doing audio, I do prefer Audio Evolution Mobile for that task. I think Audio Evolution Mobile is like $9.99, so it's priced really, really fairly for all that's on offer. It's got incredible tools within it. And if you're planning on singing and stuff, I definitely think that Audio Evolution Mobile is one that you should consider. Dizzy says iPad Air number 1. Wow. Yeah, that is, you got that right. That is 1973 for sure. So yeah, I would definitely check out Nano Studio 2 on that. And I guess, yeah, Cubasis 2 might be the way to go there. I would also look at Audio Evolution Mobile though, because it's built to run on like Android and a whole bunch of other platforms. So for your iPad Air, you might have some decent performance on it. It's worth a look. It's like $9.99 though. But yeah, for dealing with MIDI, I personally prefer Nano Studio 2. It's got a really nice preset system with tagging and really stable. You're able to stack a lot of tracks. I don't get many, if any, crashes in it. Knock on wood. Hopefully that don't change today. And Sizzle 560 says, I didn't know about Saga Synth until now. I just got it. Yeah, definitely check it out. A lot of great presets. Look at all these presets. And I'm going, it's like, I'm going to go real fast through them just to show you in the different alphabetical order how many there are. And then I'll scroll up the slow way. You can see, man, the preset game is just crazy. And when you want to get inspired, man, it's really the presets is, you know, that's where you're gonna get your inspiration when you just want to cook up really quick, especially when you're on the go. Benjamin says Saga is color for leads and definitely ambient drones, in my opinion. Chiptune music, of course, definitely. Dizzy says Cubasis to me covers a lot, but the zoom is killing me, and the way the app reorganizes my sample folders, man. Yeah, I'm not really sure about any of that. It's been what feels like a couple of years since I've even opened Cubasis 2, so I'm not sure exactly what those frustrations are like these days, because Cubasis 3 is really smooth. I think it's a very nice app. Mobile Music says, yeah, I remember that issue in Cubasis 2. It doesn't handle folders well, referring to Dizzy's comment about reorganizing the sample folders. He also says that that issue has been resolved in Cubasis 3. So if you find out that your device can handle Cubasis 3, might be worth the jump for that alone for you. Russ, what up, Russ? How you doing? He says if Nano Studio 2 had implemented the audio tracks like Promise when it came out, it would win the DAW race hands down. Let me know in the chat. Do y'all agree with that, or is that a hot take? I would have loved to be able to record a full song inside of Nano Studio 2. I'm going to go ahead and put my position out there. I think that would have been a really nice experience based on how nice it is with MIDI, and it's just way of being smooth and stable. I would have really liked to see Nano Studio 2 get those audio tracks. But, you know, the dev has other priorities, I guess. How are the patches playing through for y'all? Are they coming through cleanly? They're not clipping? Let me know. Dizzy says, what DAW beatmaker apps do you use on your iPad? I move around a lot. It depends on what I want to do, but let me go ahead and lay it out there a little bit. If I'm feeling real, you know, drum centric, like I want to focus on starting at the drums and whatnot, obviously Beatmaker 3, which is literally a machine, a portable machine, better than the Machine Plus, might I add. So I'll go with that. If I want to have immaculate preset browsing and good stability and just to stay in the zone with the music for a while, like I'm making beats, then I'll probably go with Nano Studio 2. if I want to draw my MIDI in with a like Magic Keyboard case, then I would go with Multi-Track Studio, MTS. It's basically got FL Studio, not mobile, FL Studio, the desktop version, level of keyboard shortcuts, so you can draw things in so fast. If you have like a Magic Keyboard case, and then I will use Audio Evolution Mobile if I want to go from like working within Atom and Koala together and probably like building a song in real time. So I might uh for instance come up with like a little chord pad or something and start either singing or rapping in Audio Evolution Mobile, and then I can build that track around it really comfortably. So when I want to do like a song in the form of like writing and like writing lyrics and writing MIDI sound patch info, whatever, I'll use Audio Evolution Mobile for that because it's just really smooth for that experience. And it's got keyboard shortcuts and, trackpad support now as well. And then, unfortunately, I don't use Cubases. That's no knock on it. I just don't use it that much because there's so many other things. Like Cubases is like perfectly in the middle of being able to be really capable with MIDI and really capable with audio. But I feel like with all these other dedicated apps I have that certain apps do MIDI better than Cubases and then certain apps do audio better than Cubases. But in terms of being an entire package, if you only had to pick one app, Cubases is definitely a great choice as well. It's just that for me, I prefer other apps for other parts of what Cubases also does pretty well. Okay, Sizzle says patches sound good. Good, glad to hear that. Dizzy says Koala is dope. The dev really keeps the updates coming. Benjamin says, yeah, Koala is my favorite. Yeah, Koala is really special. It makes me wish I was more of a sample-based producer because, I mean, it seems like the possibilities are endless when you're a sample-based producer using Koala. So many different ways you can work with it. You can start it standalone, build up something, take a sample from Splice or wherever online, chop it up, start the process of cooking something up. Now it's got drum kits that you could basically load into it, which is lovely. And then you could take it into AUM, not AEM, AUM, and do the automatic splitting of the different channels. You can do the same in Cubasis, which is great. Or you could bring it into, whatever other DAW you want and build around it, with the different AEV3s. So, yeah, Koala, very modular, great beat making app. In short, iOS is the DAW. We are really lacking a full capable DAW. I don't know. On desktop, um, DAWs are very capable, but I don't like Logic for drawing MIDI in. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like Bitwig for drawing MIDI in. And I think that Bitwig can do things Logic can't do. FL Studio is amazing for drawing MIDI in, but certain things it doesn't have strengths with. So I think now, you could really get around iOS and produce some great sounding stuff. Um, I mean, we are lacking the like one-to-one Logic or one-to-one Ableton or whatever, but I think we can make do. I think there's special use cases like anything that require, a desktop class DAW. But I think for most people, putting their music compositions together and turning them into songs and all that, you could definitely get by with iOS and not feel like you're missing much. But again, that's based on genres. If you're doing like crazy remixes or effects that, take things like Ableton racks or some of the Bitwig effects, I mean, you're not going to get that anywhere but those apps. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it just depends on your workflow. Did I ever use Caustic back in the days? No, I don't believe I did actually. For me, where iOS music got serious was what I like to call the big three. So it would be Nano Studio, two, like one was cool, but two is really where it really got serious. Beatmaker 3. Beatmaker 2 was cool, but Beatmaker 3 is for me when it got serious. And Cubase is 2. Them three. Oh, let's not forget Aria Pro. We'll put Aria Pro in there. Got to put Aria Pro in there. So them four. But Cubase is at the time I really liked it because it was like middle of the road. Like Aria was too into the MIDI. I mean, too into audio and not enough for MIDI for me. And so, Cubase was kind of in the middle because sometimes when I would make a beat and say Beatmaker 3, I might want to add a couple MIDI parts, as I record the song. I might go, what, let me add something here or there. I like Cubases for that. It was, really easy to add MIDI parts later on to a foundation of a song. Okay, let's see. Benjamin says Ableton is my go-to. iOS is a good starting place. Yeah, and the beauty with Ableton specifically is like so many apps output to Ableton, right? So like Koala outputs to Ableton. You got Ableton Note, which outputs to Ableton in the cloud and stuff. So yeah, Ableton is definitely a good center point if you're a desktop user. Let's see. Another cool sampler is Flip Sampler. I've heard that. What's your thoughts on Flip Sampler? Let me know. V Code says, how do you use Sequence in your workflow when compared to Nano Studio 2? I'll be honest. Sequence for me in that specific scenario, I have tried it. It feels a little redundant to me because Nano Studio 2 has a lot of the same features like the handlebars and the really easy MIDI editing. You could argue due to Sequence having ghost notes and a couple other things that it might benefit somebody, but by the time I get around to actually using those features, I would rather just use Nano Studio 2 straight up. And then if I really wanted ghost notes inside of Nano Studio 2, I would usually just use Atom 2 and build with that. And that would allow me to get the ghost note vibe that I want to get out of Nano Studio 2. So Sequence, I would love to see, like if it was a host for AUV3s, I would be using it for a lot more things. The reason why I use it with AUM specifically is because AUM has no linear timeline. So for me, they're a good combination because they both provide something that the other lacks. AUM can host, Sequence can't host. Sequence has timelines and, really advanced MIDI editing, and AUM has none of the above, but AUM is really good with hosting plugins and being able to be a mixer. So I think those two are probably the ideal combination. I don't like usually having to save things in two places. It's really not my bag. So if I can go for it, I'd rather just save, specifically in Nano Studio 2, call it a day, or, whatever. But with the Sequence workflow, I'm willing to save it in two places with AUM. Hope that makes sense. Let's see what else we got. Someone says, I won't touch Flip Sampler. Why won't you touch Flip Sampler? Benjamin says, Koala is a sampler, but once you know the ins and outs of the app and couple it with AUM, then you can make anything. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Dizzy says, Nano Studio 1 was a beast. That application sounds good. The synth was crazy too. Yeah, Nano Studio 2, the Obsidian is great. Slate is cool. It's like Battery, the drum sampler for from Native Instruments. And it's a good host. So I think in a lot of ways, Nano Studio 2 picked up where 1 left off. Obviously, it doesn't have audio tracks though, which is a killer for a lot of people. But in my opinion, just export your stems out, treat it like a groove box, move on to Cubase's AEM or Multitrack Studio or whatever other place you want to record your vocals at or do your mixing at. Let's see. Flip Sampler needs some updates, but I think it's fun. Flip is a groove box at most 9 samples only. It's fun for a while. It's like a toy. I much more prefer Ableton Note for that. Says Coco. Okay, Dizzy says Flip Sampler has more control in the EQ, and you can master with more control than Koala. That's true, but honestly, kind of not true because if you were to bring Koala that same session into AUM, you could split the stems with one push of a button, and you could get it each one its own mixer channel where you could put your compression or EQ on each individual track within the Koala session. So with that in mind, I think you do end up getting more power with the Koala workflow when you add it to another DAW like Cubasis or a mixer like Audio Evolution. AUM. Let's see. Russ says I've made 3 albums with Nano Studio 2 with bass, guitar, live drummer, and guitarist. You just have to work a bit harder. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But the stability you get for a lot of people, including myself, is definitely worth the extra effort. Coco Marine says I've tried Atom 2 now that Drambo records MIDI directly, but I can't seem to get it. Drambo auto grow crypts are amazing to record. Yeah, so the way I would use like Atom in that situation, because I prefer the auto grow clips also, but say you do want to have the ghost notes accessible, I would use Drambo like a groove box like I normally would use it. I wouldn't even start my process through Atom, but I would have Atom on the track and I would record directly to Drambo's auto grow. And then I would use Atom to then record what I had done on the Drambo timeline and not launch it. And that will give me all the MIDI data for every single track as you repeat that. And that allows you to later on draw in or, kind of understand your composition a little bit better. Kind of like a FL Studio type of workflow. Now it's going a little bit above and beyond, but that is how I use it sometimes. Let's see. Dizzy says you could record somebody falling and make it sound like a kick and flip sampler with the EQ. Wow. Russ says used to use Slate to lay in the live audio. Yep. Slate's good for that. And then Benjamin says flip sampler is like a toy to me. It's just not needed with Koala being so good. Dizzy says I think Nano Studio 2 is the most beautiful app on iPad. Definitely. One person's opinion. I think a lot of people share that opinion as well. There is so many patches inside of this Saga Synth app. I'm telling y'all, if y'all have not grabbed it, man, grab it. Do yourself a favor and grab it. And I'm not trying to push nothing on y'all, but for like $2.99 to get all these patches and presets, it's crazy. Like you couldn't buy a preset or pack kit with this many patches for $2.99. But why did the Nano Studio 2 dev totally stop updating the app, which is very sad? Have you tried to contact the developer? That's what VCode just said in the chat. Yeah, I and several others have tried to implore, we'll be politically correct here, implore the developer to continue developing Nano Studio 2 and at the very least give us what was promised on opening day, which was audio tracks, right? But unfortunately, due to life circumstance and I'm sure some other things. It just was not able to happen. So yeah, it's just where we're at with it right now. I don't know the specific reason why the dev stopped developing. Maybe it was financial. Maybe the app just did not bring the revenue that the developer was expecting to get. Maybe it turned out to be much more work than initially expected. Dealing with the development of the app, maybe there was a roadblock. I honestly don't know. Great question. I wish we had an answer. I wish more than just an answer, we had an update that gave us the audio tracks that we all would like. But unfortunately, in 2023, for an app that I believe was released in, was it 2018, 2019? I had to go back and look at it. But yeah, we have not gotten the audio tracks. So it's been quite some time. So I don't know if the dev has mildly abandoned the app. It's a possibility. I hope not. I hope, maybe it's just been slow. There's been some things going on. Hope everything is well with his family, his life, and that he's seeing nothing but prosperity. And I hope that he can get back to getting Nano Studio 2 or 3 or whatever form it takes back on track. And I would gladly buy audio tracks as an in-app purchase. Call me crazy. I would pay $30 to $50 for that, and I don't want to even take like a free code. I would just buy it outright straight up in order to get that feature. I know a lot of you feel the same way. So hopefully we get that update we all want. But as it stands, I don't know. I have no idea why or when, if ever, that update will come. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about it. Russ says the Nano Studio 2 dev used to be very friendly, but I haven't heard nothing from him in 2 years. Coco says at least Nano Studio 2 is rock solid as it is. It's a very complete software. Absolutely. It got so many things right. And that's kind of like the curse of sometimes being too late or being too early. I think like Beatmaker 3 and Nano Studio 2 kind of suffered from being early. I think as they came out, Apple kept on adding updates, and it was during a major pivotal change in the Apple ecosystem. So we went from Lightning to USB-C iPads. We went from AUV3 limit restrictions. We got Magic keyboard cases and mouse support. All while these apps were being developed or had already come out, these new features came out as well. So I think with all that happening, it makes it tough for a developer to try to keep pace with it. And then on top of that, I think there wasn't a lot of documentation at the time of some of the more music related format issues that Apple had set up, because Apple was more focused on video. So hopefully, for Beatmaker 4, Nano Studio 3, Cubase 4, and any other apps, they now have a better footing of the technology and can give us an app that encompasses the best of all those things. Let's see. Coco says I would pay $30 for audio tracks on Nano Studio 2. Yeah, agreed. Dizzy says I have an MPC and an SP404 on my iPad. Who could imagine? Yeah, that's what's crazy. Like, I was just messing around with the MPC Live the other day, the Live 2, and I just was like, what is the point of this? I got all this and more right on my iPad. I don't want to be carrying this heavy device and dealing with the exporting, needing a thumb drive in order to get it to the next DAW or whatever it is I'm going to use it with. It's like I could just do it all on iPad, go into the Files app or AirDrop it to a computer, or I can go on Files app, open it up in another DAW, finish it off there, plug in my interface with no problem. You can plug in an interface on an MPC as well. I don't want to take nothing away from that, but on an MPC, you're not really going to record a full song. You could maybe, but I wouldn't. iOS is much better suited for that. Got keyboard case support, just a lot of things that just make the workflow so smooth on iOS. So going back, if I would do it all again, man, you can just do everything right on an iOS device if you like the touch device. But, the MacBooks are also very nice, and Mac Minis are very nice investments as well. Let's see. The feature where you can separate the instruments into separate stems is crazy too, says Dizzy. Yeah, definitely. I love using that feature with Audio Evolution Mobile too. When I export it, I do the single stems and got a shortcut to get everything back in. Benjamin says, I need Koala on my Apple Watch. That's crazy. And I think on the Apple Watch, you can get an app that basically simulates the Nova Ring or whatever it's called, where you can modulate the sound of each piano or whatever synth patch by turning your wrist and all that. That's crazy. Remember when people used to say iPad was a toy to make music? Feels like yesterday. Yeah, iPad definitely had humble beginnings, but I think it's proven now that it is a... Oh, that's loud. It's proven that it's a very good platform. Fab Filter's proven it. Tone Boosters has proven it. We've got so much stuff. Too much stuff to name, really. I'm guessing these are made by Gavinsky, the ones with the Gav in front of it. Of Gavinsky Tutorials. Atreides. This reminds me of, the name reminds me, ain't that from Dune? Heyman says, Nano, I miss that DAW. Yeah, you should use it more. It's still really good with this preset browsing and all that. Definitely get back in the Nano Studio 2. We need to have a resurgence, a revival of the Nano Studio 2 Beatmaker. V Code says, what is the limitation of iPad music making when compared to a desktop DAW? Do you think it can handle a lot of tracks, effects, etc., like desktop does without DSP maxing out? What is your opinion? I think it depends. I think certain desktop DAWs do certain things well. For my type of music, I don't need, like, I see some of these crazy Ableton sets that people put together with all kinds of effects. That's not my reality with the music that I usually put together. So I'm fine with iOS being able to do what it does. Like in terms of like track instances, I've ran 30 to 50 tracks at once on iOS and punched in to record more. To me, it's about just resource management. I would say work in groups, meaning that say you've got like 10 takes of a verse and they're all the same, but you're kind of like going between them, like you splice this part here, mix it with that part there. Either put those all on the same track or run them through a group track so that way they're not taking up like 10 tracks worth of resources. They're only taking up one group's worth of resources. So that way it'll be one instance of Mixbox or one EQ, one compressor, one delay, one reverb, whatever is handling the work of processing like 10 tracks at once if they are going to be mixed all the same way. You know what I'm saying? So I think resource management is important. And this is something that kind of goes back to like having a cheap computer or trying to make the E-machine, be as good as the Apple was in the studio. but it's at your house and it's all you can afford. The $300 computer back in the day, you barely play solitaire on the thing, but you're trying to make it, good enough to make music on. You're going to learn how to manage resources accordingly. So I think when you do it like that and you freeze some of your tracks or you turn some of those MIDI tracks to audio stems, you can go really far with iPad. And I think that's reasonable to be able to work like that. I don't think we need all the tracks in raw MIDI with the AUV3. Freeze some of that stuff, run some of that stuff through groups. And for me, I don't run across limitations. I'm able to really, whatever I imagine, I'm usually able to put it together on iOS. So there's certain little workflow quirks that I've had, such as like trackpad or mouse support, but that's a workflow thing. That's not really like a pure limitation based on power. So I'm big on workflows and being able to move fluidly as I make music. Desktop has some of those things a little bit better, but iOS is getting better every day with that. So I say all that to say, for me, there is no real limitation with respect to iOS music making compared to that of desktop. There's just workflow limitations. Now, one thing that's a big deal between iOS and desktop would be like the contact instrument libraries, getting like native instruments complete, getting all the Arturia V collection. Like those are valid things that we don't have on iOS. Yeah, we'll try to sit there and claim we can use decent sampler and audio layer and certain synths and instrument library, Beat Hawk. Certain ones are able to be okay. It's not, it doesn't compare to the desktop stuff. Let's just keep it 100. Those are usually recorded at really, really, high bit rates. We're talking about libraries that, like Omnisphere, Trillion, and Keyscape is like 100 something gigs, probably like bigger than a lot of people's iPads. So there's no comparison there. We can try to kind of patch it together, but if you were never going to be a customer for Omnisphere, which I believe is like $600, Keyscape, which I believe is like $500, and like Trillion, which I believe is like $300, if you were never, or a complete ultimate user where it's like $1,000 or something like that, if you was never going to be that kind of customer anyway, then you're not missing out on nothing. Use Decent Sampler, get to pianobook.co.uk, download some stuff, and start cooking. Get Saga Synth for $2.99, get some of these other incredible apps, and start cooking, because you're not missing out on nothing anyway. I know it's a really long response, but I just want to be thorough for all the different perspectives out there in terms of iOS music compared to desktop, because it's a question I get asked a lot, and I think it's really important. Tamon says, if they just bring audio tracks, it would be the best. DAW on iOS, hands down. I think you're the second or third person to say that in this stream alone, that if Nano Studio 2 had audio tracks, it would be the best. That's crazy. His users really still loving this app, even though he has seemingly abandoned it. FM Player 2 is hella fun too. Coco Marina says Gadget freezes tracks. Russ says, for the value of money, for value for money, you can't beat iPad. Yeah, you definitely can make a little bit go a long way on if you have the iOS device already, for sure. Coco says, I'm waiting for MIDI into Ableton Note. Yeah, that'll be great, because Ableton Note has a really nice foundation. I'm also waiting for them to let you like save drum kits and things like that. That way you can reuse your drums. I think we get a few more, let you bring over some of the Ableton drum racks over into Note. That would be really, really nice, because the format is already there. Dizzy says, I've tried to use PC, spent more times downloading VSTs than making music. My brain don't work well with so much freedom, I guess. Yeah. You will spend a day or a weekend downloading and authorizing all them libraries. Joseph says, has Nano Studio 2 been abandoned? I don't want to claim that it's been officially abandoned, and here's what I mean. I think if an iOS update came that broke something, right? I do believe that I want to believe that the developer would fix whatever the update of iOS broke. The developer has put the app and in-app purchases on sale through the holiday season. So that means someone is on the other side and someone is paying attention to this app at least that much. So I don't want to say it's been abandoned, but in terms of like major, overhaul updates such as audio tracks and things like that, I don't know that we're ever going to get those things. I don't know if we're ever going to get like QWERTY keyboard support or more MIDI controller playhead support or direct audio unit MIDI effects recording. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the things that kind of naturally go on with the updates like Cubase has got, Audio Evolution Mobile got. I don't know if we'll ever get those type of things with Nano Studio 2 because that would kind of be a more major undertaking. But I think for like bug fixes and stuff like that, I think we're good. At least that's what I want to believe. Okay, it's loud. All right. And while I got y'all here, man, hit the like. Do me a favor, hit the like button. We got like almost 30 people watching. Only 10 likes. Let's get them likes up. Dizzy says, hey man, what I love is in Cossack is the sound font capability, how the acoustic packs in Nano Studio 2 are. Yeah, you can do sound fonts with Audio Evolution Mobile, and there is a couple other AUV3s that can do the sound packs. Benjamin says, did you say you have a special announcement? Yeah, I have a special announcement. Let's get the likes up to, we got 26 watching now. Let's get the likes up to 20 and I will make the announcement. This is an exclusive. So I'm going to make the announcement. Let's get it up to 20. We're at 16 right now. As Zelensky's in the building, says, hey folks, hey Russ, what up? How you feeling, bro? You good? JJ Bing says, we're never getting that for BeatMaker 3 either. Now, I have heard that BeatMaker 3 is not abandoned. So I'm going to go ahead and put that out there. This is what I've heard from a reliable source, is that BeatMaker 3 is not abandoned. So don't count BeatMaker 3 out yet. All right, we got 17 likes. We got 3 more. 3 more to go. And I will make the announcement. No, I'm not getting married. That's not the announcement. It's not personal. It is app related. What up, Hans? How you feeling? Oh, we at 20. All right. So here we go. Let me make the announcement real quick. Let me go ahead and show the screen. Type it. Bam. This is the announcement. Vocal Tune Pro AUV3 coming soon. This is happening. The dev has made it happen. So now you will get auto-tune, a real auto-tune, the best auto-tune in my opinion, like auto-tune EFX on iOS. This is the same one from inside of Audio Evolution Mobile. This will be available to take with you anywhere you want to go. So that's AUM, that's Cubase, that is Multitrack Studio, Aria Pro, wherever else you could think of, GarageBand, wherever you like to work, it will be. Can it be controlled by MIDI is the question. I don't know. I have not. This is hot off the press. What you can do to force notes is just deselect or pick a scale, and that's usually how I would work. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this will work. Well, check. All right, so here's a quick little demonstration of it. But yeah, this is coming through. AUV3 is official. It will be out soon too. It'll be out soon, not too long at all. Don't tell nobody. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell y'all, so don't tell nobody. But yeah, this is major. This is major. So as you know, let me go ahead and mute it. As you know, AutoTune Mobile has failed us. I think it's been removed from the App Store. I believe Veloco is still a subscription based software. It also is more focused on kind of the social aspects of it, with like downloading the beat and doing all that kinds of stuff. It isn't really focused like this right here. Hans says, how much? I don't want to pin the developer down to a price yet. The price is still pending, but it will be affordable. Let's put it like that. It'll be affordable. And the model so far appears to be lifetime purchase. So none of this subscription madness that is becoming a popular trend on iOS these days, which I'm totally against for single apps like this. So yeah, prices to be announced. I don't want to pin the developer to a price and then, y'all call me a liar if he changes the price and all that. But it'll be affordable. It'll be affordable for sure. BT says, salute. What up, bro? How you feeling? Coco says, nice. Han says, it's not like it matters. I'm getting it. Hey, that's that support right there that the dev needs. Benjamin says, we need that T-Pain vocal track or maybe Future. Veloco got a T-Pain setting too. That's crazy. Like they got these like presets that are all like that. When I get in the zone, I'll come back, if not on this live, on another one, and actually get it going. After talking and all that, I ain't even really focused too much on cooking nothing up like crazy, but I will for sure give y'all a demonstration of this. This is my baby right here, this Vocal Tune Pro. I'm gonna just tell y'all, I've loved this app for years. I've done a lot of tracks with Vocal Tune Pro inside of Audio Evolution Mobile. It actually kept me inside of Audio Evolution Mobile for a while because it was, just so stable inside of that program. But now it is going to be free to go wherever you like to make music. So I'm planning on using it in GarageBand and Multitrack Studio and every other app. Just make sure that it's all good. I'm going to try the different sample rates, 48, 96. Let me know if y'all want to, any other apps I should try it in, just to make sure that it is all good. Let me see. Let me check the chat real quick. Coco says it should be AEM plus what it costs. I already bought it for AEM. So let me guess, Coco, are you saying it should be $15? Is that where you're at? All right, Russ, take it easy. Dude says, do you ever think we'll get a Lazy Chop update in BeatMaker 3? Hans, do you think we will be getting a Lazy Chop update to BeatMaker? That is the person that asked for all things BeatMaker related, I think. If not 3, then I would guess probably 4 if we get a BeatMaker 4. Han said, I think he meant from you talking about Benjamin. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely, I promise I'll be back on here at some point to give y'all a demo. I might do a demo today if I could get into it. Let's see. Benjamin says, you did it on one of my tracks. Yep, I definitely did. It says, I may not get it myself, but I'm always glad to see more apps that enhance the mobile platform. Yeah, this app is, I think, going to be priced at a pretty much grab price for anyone who's doing vocals. It's gonna be too powerful not to. I don't think people are gonna want to miss out who do vocals, specifically who do vocals. Let's see. Benjamin says we need to NS2 to release the Tiger grip on those plugins. Dude says we need Reasons Effects Racks 2 retro transformers will be dope. Coco says yeah, $15 AEM plus Vocal Tune Pro. Han says he's been fighting for the lazy chop. He's been fighting for it. Benjamin says $15 is a good price for Vocal Tune Pro AUV3. Coco says I will use it with GarageBand and even maybe Drambo. Han says Lazy Chop is high up on the list for Beatmaker 3. JJ Bing says Beatmaker 3 already has Auto Chop. Coco Marina says, but will probably sell it at whatever price. BT says I'm definitely getting it. Talking about Vocal Tune Pro, no brainer, absolutely. And the thing is gorgeous, man. It's simple, right? But to me, it's everything that you need. It's basically a auto-tune EFX the right way, and like in for instance, a multi-track studio. I'm not gonna demo it here audibly, but I'm gonna just show it to you because multi-track studio has this thing with these windows where it doesn't work with all of them, right? Where is it at? Vocal Tune Pro. All right, so check. Turn off monitoring. All right, so the small window, you can see it just adjusts lovely to me, right? Because some apps don't get this part right, and you can't stretch and make the windows a different size, but it gets this part right. And then if you were to go large view, then it looks more like it does inside of AUM. But important to me is that it gets this small window right, because people are going to have different screen sizes, and this matters. And so for me, I think this means, I'm guessing, I haven't tried it yet, that like in ZenBeats it's going to also do pretty well, because ZenBeats is a little fickle with windows as well. So definitely a good thing there. Whereas like, let's go to Veloco real quick. Again, I'm not going to actually demo it, but so you got like Veloco, which is, it's okay, but here's the problem I have with Veloco. It's doing too much, right? Some people like this, but for me, I don't want my auto-tune app to be a reverb and a compressor, and it's just, yeah, man, it's not, and an EQ and all that. That's just not my bag. It makes it a little bit too heavy, prone to crashing, all that kind of stuff. I like it simple, just like this exclusively. Let's see the chat real quick. Benjamin says, can you use Vocal Tune on some apps to create unique sounds? Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. For sure. You could definitely create some unique sounds. Like Kanye's 808 and Heartbreak was, to me, all about that, right? Where he's kind of using his voice as an instrument to, be inside of the beat. And what was it on Watch the Throne, the song he did with Jay-Z called Hater? Or was that on Blueprint 3? One of them. Where it's like, hater, and he's just on the auto tune and he's using that as the beat. So you could definitely do something like that with Vocal Tune Pro. Coco says maybe it's only lacking the MIDI forcing of notes. Maybe I'm gonna visit that workflow and try it out. I'm not for sure. I don't want to speak on it too soon, but yeah, I'm not sure exactly how that part works. Yeah, I don't know. You're basically talking about like the Cubasis Waves tune, was it Waves tune real time or something like that? Let's see. BT says it does size nice. Yeah, man. It like this is it seems small, right? But this is a workflow thing to me. Imagine some apps, they in this view they hide what's going on. So let me see real quick. Maybe I give an example. This iPad might not do it. Let's try though. Um, let's go to scalar control. So here you go. Here's an example, right? You can't resize this window. You can make it large, but look how much real estate that takes up. Now it's, if you go to like the small size, you can't do anything with that. Nothing, you know? So this is important to me because I've had workflow frustrations with MTS and a couple other apps that deal with this. So, but this perfectly resizes. You can still control all the parameters and make it happen. So yeah, Coco says, what an ugly AUV3 list MTS has. You know, what are you going to do? It does let you come up with really nice little preset categories and things like that. So it's like a desktop class plugin manager. One thing I'd like to see added though is searchability. But honestly, if we're like, everyone's preset list is ugly compared to Nano Studio 2's, in my opinion. Do you think it will be on iPhone too? Give me 30 seconds and I'll answer your question. Give me 30 seconds, literally. I'll tell you if it'll be on iPhone as well. Yes, it will also be on iPhone. 100% sure. It will also be on iPhone. So, yeah. You will be able to use it on all your iPhone DAWs as well. For you Duet owners, who have, an interface specifically made for the iPhone, or if you're using a camera connection kit, you will be able to use this on iPhone also. But if you were going to use it on iPhone, I would probably recommend that you just use Audio Evolution Mobile itself on iPhone, because it's going to be all, self-contained and, probably makes sense. But if you have a DAW you're in love with, say you're a GarageBand user, you got plans for your stuff, say Zen Beats, you want to finish it on desktop, GarageBand, you want to finish it in Logic, definitely be good workflow as well. El May says, had to step away. Was that Vocal Tune VST? Yes. AUV3. It is Vocal Tune Pro AUV3. It is officially happening. It is officially happening. And here it is in all its glory. And here it is inside of Multitrack Studio. You could see the window resizing is perfect for the small and the large instance. Just went over this, but yeah, just covering that again real quick. So yeah, Vocal Tune Pro is going AUV3. It will work in Cubase's, GarageBand, AUM, MTS, Zen Beats. Name whatever other DAW you want. It should work there. Let me know where you want me to test it at to be sure, and I will do that also. Benjamin says, at least in AUM you could resize. Yeah, AUM is kind of like the perfect everything, right? It's does everything perfectly. Benjamin says, I want to use it with AUM with radio unit AUV3. Okay, so I'm guessing you're going to retune your radio unit audio in real time to fit whatever the note of the key of your track is. That's a good idea. Create unique auto-tune ambient tracks. That's a good idea. Yeah, I definitely could see that. El May says, is there a release date? Also, will this come with Vocal Tune? I don't understand your question with Vocal Tune. This is a separate, let me be clear. This is a separate App Store purchase. This is not included in the Audio Evolution mobile version. This is a separate purchase in the App Store, standalone, individually. the release date should be really soon, probably sooner than you think. I don't want to pin the dev down yet on a release date or a price because the app is still being tested. And if some crazy crash or bugs start to show themselves and the dev has a date locked in, you know what I'm saying? How's that going to work? So I want to prioritize kind of fixing whatever bugs might be going on with it, how many instances we could stack, trying it in different sample rates, DAWs, iPads, iPhones, all that kind of stuff. Elmay says the Melodyne piece or just the auto tune. This is just the auto tune. I have nothing to report on. I think you're referring to Vocal Tune Studio. Nothing to report on that. This is just about Vocal Tune Pro. So I can't give you any information on Vocal Tune Studio. I don't know if it's been started, been finished, if it's gonna make it, if there's some complications. I don't know anything about that, if it's exclusive to Audio Evolution Mobile. But Vocal Tune Pro, which is the real-time one, you can compare this to Auto Tune EFX. That is the best thing to compare this to. That is what you'll be able to use this with. Benjamin says this is the Auto Tune app that is built into the AEM. Yeah, the Vocal Tune Pro in-app purchase. That is what this is as an AEV3. Pup says, what DAW are you using? Well, I've got 3 apps open right now, so let me know which one you talking about. I got AUM, which is a mixer, but also an AEV3 host. I've got Nano Studio 2, which is where the lovely sounds are coming from. And then we've got Multi-Track Studio here, or MTS, where I was demonstrating the window size. And Multi-Track Studio has trackpad support, QWERTY keyboard support, is really good with drawing in MIDI notes. For instance, you see how quick I can just click and draw my MIDI in, and it's got those great handlebars that we know and love. And then it has a memory on what your last note size was, so that way when you do the next one, it will be the same size. So very FL Studio-esque desktop type of workflow with putting stuff together. Fully supports keyboard shortcuts and the trackpad, which I love about Multi-Track Studio. And you can make this window bigger and be more MIDI focused. And you can also simulate ghost notes in this as well. If you were to then, add a MIDI track, another one, and say you're doing this, but you know what? You want to work with them together. Multi-MIDI editor. Oh, my bad. Let me go to the other option. All MIDI tracks. So now we could see both tracks at once and understand exactly what's going on. Maybe we want to layer it on top of that, but extend it. So yeah, Multi-Track Studio, best keyboard and mouse support for MIDI drawing on iOS, period. Nothing compares. Nothing. It's like FL Studio desktop for sure. Benjamin says AEM, the dev is super active. Yeah, super active. Elmay says, man, the way he operates, he'll have it fixed immediately. Yeah, definitely. I believe that. I'm happy to have this dev in particular spearheading, getting us the Vocal Tune Pro. It makes me feel real confident about the app stability, the value it will add, the fact that I'm guessing we'll be able to stack them many instances like we can in AEM already, and work with different sample rates like 96K. I think it'd be great. There's not another dev I would rather have handling this project, Vocal Tune Pro. So good things there. BT says MTS piano roll is the GOAT. That is a fact. Pup says you like the multi-track. Yeah, I like Multi-Track Studio for mouse and keyboard, like drawing in a MIDI. But in terms of like preset browsing, Nano Studio 2 got the best preset browsing in the game. Its MIDI editing is also really good for touch. I think Nano Studio 2 is the best touch-based iOS application for like preset browsing. building MIDI tracks and things like that. So Nano Studio 2 is also wonderful. Even if it never gets updated, it's still great. Coco says, nice piano roll. Yeah, man, the piano roll is flawless with what I would like to see MTS add is like built-in scale highlighting like Adam has and stuff like that. If we could get that in MTS, man, it's game over. But I've already done like scale helpers and stuff that get me close enough. And the thing with like MTS for me is like it's good for like a veteran iOS or desktop producer who like is going to really max out on the apps, you know what I'm saying? And like for like presets and stuff like that. I don't think it's the best place to be doing like synth tuning and stuff, but I do think if you got a bunch of good presets, it's really good to build in. Of course, as soon as you start recording, when you're recording live, you're never just gonna land it. When you don't record, everything works perfect. BT says your scale helpers are fire. Appreciate it, bro. Kogo says, I like the piano rolls, a gadget that collapse to the scale. Yeah, those collapsing. Who else has that? Zequence, I think, has collapsing piano rolls that collapse to the scale. So Zequence is really good for that also. Just gonna see what other presets work with this. Matthew Garcia is in the building. Yo, what's good? What up, bro? How you feeling? Let me go to Pearson Platinum real quick and get a piano upright. Coco says, just remember, Saga doesn't say the preset, maybe NS2 does. Yeah, pretty much however you say the preset, and Nano Studio 2 is able to recall. Oh, you're talking about that bug. You know what? Let me go ahead and let me see. Let me remember what these are real quick. Let me take a picture of them real fast, because you're right. There is a bug where it isn't saving the presets right. So just in case it doesn't recall them, we'd still be good to go. Where's my Moog bass at? Let me find it. Model 15 bass. I could do an 808, but I think I'll go with this. BT says I always screenshot my presets. Let me turn it down a little bit. Or we could go to Drambo and get some 808s. Let's turn them up. Go back to Drambo. What we got here? All right, I think we got a little something we could start with. Let me go ahead and let me change this to, what will we go with? Let's go with the starter here. Go to snap. Turn that snap down a little bit. Don't want to hurt y'all ears. And if y'all have not, draw in your hi-hats. It's so easy with Nano Studio 2. Let's see what hi-hat we wanted to go with. We'll go with this one. Set your grid, draw, grid repeat, and just draw your finger, pencil, bam. And we'll go ahead and do what, a little speed up right here. Duplicate, duplicate. Hey. El May says, where can I buy your kits? The store is being rebuilt. We will be back up and running. I will keep you posted. But holler at me. I can also, for you specifically, we chop it up. DM me and we'll work it out. But generally speaking, the store is getting rebuilt. It's supposed to be done already, but yeah. Turn these hi-hats down a little bit. Where's pan flow at? This is looking crazy. I don't have my pencil on, but yeah. That way it'll pan the hi-hats a little bit. El Bay said post that catch up. I got you, bro. I got you. I'm gonna hit you. We'll make it work. Do they work in BeatMaker 3? Yeah, I do have a BeatMaker 3 version. The best ones, I'm not gonna lie though, are the Nano Studio 2 though, because the system is so well laid out. Let's see what key are we in? Dorian. Oh, does it work? Check. Let me see real quick. Chris B says, I'm working solely on a 2021 iPad Pro. I have a vocal with some background traffic and air noise that I need to eliminate. Any recommendations since I can't use Isotope on the iPad? What's the name of the app? It's made by Clevgrand. Hold on, let me try to find it real quick. Give me one moment. All right, Chris Beats. The app is called Brute. Let me turn this auto tune off real quick. Sound crazy. The app is called Bruce Free. BRUSFRI. Bruce Free is the name of the app. It's made by Clevgrand. be sure to check that out. Now this isn't for real time noise reduction. It's for like after you record it and you want to get the noise out of it. Bruce free. Yeah. That's the one to go for. El May's put it in the chat already. So yeah, that one works really well. And what you want to do is just have like some empty where you're not talking. It's just the ambient environment, whatever you're trying to eliminate. Take a little snapshot of that with the app. It will study that sound or those sounds, and it will EQ them out from your vocals. And it works really, really good. Mind you, you might lose some of the definition of the vocal. Say the vocal is in the same kind of harmonic tone as whatever you're trying to eliminate. You might lose some of that, but small price to pay. And again, if you do the other parts of the mixing right, you'll be able to hopefully, do something with that. Another thing you could try too is put a gate. Like right now, I'm using a gate, which deads the sound behind me. So if I was to take the gate off, you hear all that. But when I put the gate on, when I stop talking, it's totally silent. So the air sounds dead, like I'm in a booth or something like that in between talking when I pause. So here's what it is without the gate. And with the gate. So yeah, consider using a gate also if you want to get the stuff out in real time. And the gate I'm using, my favorite gate would be FabFilter Pro G. So yeah, there you go. All right. Chris says, right on, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Appreciate you pulling up to the stream. So yeah, that's a quick little beat in Nano Studio 2. All right, let's go ahead and save that. And let's see. Let's see what else we can make. G major. You want me to do something in G major? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying there's the beat in G major? The beat is in A Dorian. So might as well be the same difference. Cool little trick too for y'all to try out is routing your MIDI controller into AUM with Atom, and the input connection is your MIDI controller, whatever that MIDI controller is, scale locking that MIDI controller. So let's go ahead and do something different. Let's go with D sharp Dorian. Why not? And then it's now locked that key going out into Nano Studio 2. And then on the Nano Studio 2 side, you set up your MIDI sources. And then no matter what, you're good. So you can live stream and not miss any notes. in terms of them being out of key. Other than Saga Synth, what other apps are y'all checking out? Let me know. Put me on. Ooh, that's loud. My bad. Gotta watch Synthmaster. Some of these are loud. Coco Marina says, "Have you tried Dawn Beat?" No, I haven't. I have not tried it. I think it's probably a cool app for some people, but like I'm kind of out on non AUV3 connectivity. If I'm being honest, I want to be able to incorporate it into different workflows and all that kind of stuff. Um, if I'm get invested in using it, but it seems pretty cool and looks like it's getting some updates constantly, which is great. I think it's now an AUV3 host or something like that. Chris B says, "I really like Yonex Sound Trooper." Let me go to Trooper real quick. I like Trooper too. I just wish the presets were out. Let me see. Where is it at? But the interface is real nice. Ooh, let's go to some pads. Yeah, Trooper definitely got some pretty nice stuff. Definitely got some nice stuff there. Are y'all Swarm owners? Have y'all gotten Swarm on the iPhone? Let me know about that. Did it being on iPhone make y'all decide to go ahead and grab it? For those of you who didn't have it before. All right, and go to 32nd, and we'll drop this one down a couple octaves. Not octaves, couple notes. So right here, take it, duplicate, drop it down, drop it down. And then I like usually putting like a little triplet eighth right here. Oh, where's my grid at? There we go, triplet eighth right there. Hey. And let's go. Got the 808 engine or blengine. Chris Beats says, so Nano Studio 2 is your preferred DAW on iPad. I haven't tried it yet. I've been using ZenBeats. ZenBeats has come a long way and is continuing to grow with every update. I think in a moment ZenBeats will definitely be doing some major things with the updates that it keeps getting. For me, I like Nano Studio 2's preset system. I like its way of handling samples to make them patches and presets better with Obsidian. But yeah, honestly, depending on how I feel, I'll work anywhere on iOS. So if I want to draw in, I'll use, like if with the keyboard and a trackpad, I'll use Multi-Track Studio. Sometimes I'll use ZenBeats because I still think it's a valid option. I'll use BeatMaker 3. But when I'm just really wanting to get in a groove of going through presets fast, nothing beats Nano Studio for me. Check out what I built in Drambo real quick. Let me see. What else we got? Let's add something else. What else should we add? Let me know. Y'all talk to me. Let me turn this down. These are loud. A counter bell melody. Let's see. Counter bell. Where's a good place to get a a counter bell at, El Maze? Where should I go for a bell? Let me know. Where's my bells at? What's going on? Octane. Octane it is. Let me go straight to Octane that way. Hopefully this can act right. All right, well, Octane don't appear to want to work right now. So, oh, there it is. Now it works. But it doesn't follow any of the, yeah, I don't know if Octane gonna make it for the live. We'll see real quick. Coco says FMKQ Dixie. Definitely, I should have went with KQ Dixie, huh? Let's see. Chris Beat says, there's things I really like about Zen Beats, but I really wish I could bulk load my samples and loops into it and have them be organized. Yeah, I would say that's probably like a Zen, not a Zen Beats, a BeatMaker 3 thing. Maybe even Koala in conjunction with Sample Crate. You know what I'm saying? If you had all your stuff organized in the file system and you went with Sample Crate makes it really easy to kind of build a situation. And then Koala's real good with drag and drop and adjusting, time stretching, things like that. So something to consider. And BT says, what's KQ? Good question. I don't know exactly what it is. I think I got it. I've seen it, but it can like load all kinds of stuff from, I think, an old keyboard or something like that. Yeah, if your file system is on point, you probably would like something like Sample Crate and working within that. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna start something else that's kind of losing it for me. Not feeling it no more. Let's see. And see what we got here. Dang, I think they said the Saga synth is gonna be fixed in the next update though for the preset. So no fear there. I still think it's definitely worth the $2.99 though. You can't beat that. There's Pearson Platinum at. Did y'all know Pearson Platinum got like over 1,500 patches? I did not know that Pearson Platinum had over 1,500 patches. It's crazy. All the patches hidden within this interface. Like, it's insane. All right, let's go ahead and switch our key. Didn't land that one. I think I'm gonna lay that. Make the bar more. Make it more than 4 bars though. It's gotta go 8. Mm. Let me lay this again. What was it? All right. So, what I also like about Nano Studio 2 is it's really smart with how it handles MIDI and overdubbing and stuff. It makes it make sense. Real easy to go back and fix little mistakes. And for me, that's what usually keeps me coming back to Nano Studio 2 because it is real forgiving and lets you kind of build on top of your mistakes with no problem. Let's see. And then I think we got it. So we know we're a little early right there. Change our grid to 1/8. And then we're good. So for me, a DAW is when you're dealing with MIDI, you want to be able to like fix your mistakes and things like that if you're not a pro pianist or drummer or whatever. It just works. Other apps get this part wrong. It's like they can capture the MIDI fine, but when you actually need to go in and fix something, now you're kind of on a mission that can go left, and you spend more time trying to fix things, and then you make a mistake fixing something. It just gets crazy. Let me go back to Pure Synth Platinum real quick. He says that's why I love MTS. Yeah, MTS is great for being able to fix things, especially with a keyboard and trackpad or mouse. Crispy says, oh yes, one thing I really don't like about Zen Beats is you have undo but no redo button. I didn't know that Zen Beats didn't have a redo button. That's crazy. Let's see. All right, like that. Probably should have turned off quantizing, but yeah. Go back to Moog for the trusty bass. See if that works here. Gotta turn it down because Moog coming in strong, man. And what you can do to always kind of get yourself back on track, if you're like, dang, where should I put my bass at? You can just copy your root notes of your piano, and then you can paste them in here on the next one, and then you're good. You've got a free bass line. Not necessarily interesting, but it does work. You can start there. Leave that there. All right. So yeah, easy way to get a bass line going that requires no thought whatsoever. Let me go to audio layer. And if y'all have not got your audio layer collection together, do yourself a favor and get your audio layer collection together. A lot of work, but it's worth it in the end. Messed up here. So we want to go doom. And one more. Jersey Boy B says, "Yo, what's good? What's good, bro? How you feeling? Appreciate you pulling up." Coco says, "Have you tried Adanica, Adanica, however you say that app, extending chords vertically? It makes me very unusual chord progressions." No, I actually need to get more into Adanica. I'll probably do a video on that app too, because definitely is very unique. I agree, very unique app overall. I definitely got to use it more. So like audio layer, the sample game is crazy. Look at this. It's four different velocity layers. Look at the semi game on this. This is like once every like 4 semis. So like these libraries that you can make for audio layer can be super dense, and it works no problem. So definitely check out audio layer to put some things together. And we'll go with just this one here. Bring that down. And go ahead and lay in some hi-hats. All right, and we should be good, and we'll just copy those across. After we add in a roll, or a ratchet as some call it. And then we will add a 1/8 to the end, triplet. Lil Bag says, "What DAW?" This is Nano Studio 2 on the iPad. Let me take some of the high off of this. And let's see what we can add. fix the timing right here. Let me see. All right, seems like it's on time. I want this like more reverby though. Let's see. What should we go with? So many choices. Let's go with crystalline, see what happens. BT says add a delay. You know what? You're right. I'm going to try a delay on this. What delay should I go with, though? That's the question. So many delays. Let's go with, like, dub station, maybe. Yeah. Timeless. Let's try timeless set. And we'll compare them real quick. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with and Coco says my go-to delay is the one on Mixbox digital delay. Easy as. I definitely would check that one out too. This is what had me want to do a whole like mixing session. I'm gonna chill. I gotta chill because this got me over here like, how can I do this, tweak that? Let me see what else we could add here. You know, let's go to some of these audio layered tracks I got. Where they at? Alright, let's see what we got. Let's go like need a good reverb for this. Let me try crystalline again. Only thing I don't like you doing with crystalline live a lot of times is I want to go through every single preset. There's so many, and I know on the live it must be crazy. Like, look at all these presets. I just want to see what they all sound like. Now I need to know what intervals is it. Or go. With this one, I want to go with slower intervals. What up, Gravity Pancake? How you feeling? Ooh. So I think I'm gonna go with that. Maybe I'll do them both. It's Nano Studio 2. You can do whatever you want. So what I'm noticing is we've got like the sample is, the attack is a little like late. You know what I'm saying? So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move these all over like 30-second, like a single 30-second tick, and see if that fixes the issue. Gravity says, like this tune, appreciate you. I think it needs to be more. Let's go here. Maybe a whole 16. All right, a whole eighth is what it really wants, I think. So let's move it back. Everything back. Yeah, I think that works. Let's see. Only problem is that one there. Let's go ahead and wrap you around right here. I think we're gonna get a double attack though. Let's find out. That ain't bad. I could deal with that. Coco says there's no way to record audio into Koala or multi-track recorder directly into Nano Studio 2. Not that I know of. So I just find little workarounds adjusting the MIDI. All right, so I'll keep that one. Go with another audio unit. Go into audio layer again. Add this again. Yeah, the sample library is crazy. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, man. We on another level with it. Sounds pretty cool there. So what was that setting? What was that preset? Warm vintage. That kind of had a vibe to it. So let me go crystalline again. Crystalline for the win. Go ahead and support Baby Audio. They have been bringing us some great plugins from desktop to iOS. So definitely support them if what they have is in your wheelhouse. They also got a bunch of free stuff too. You should check out. All right, so focus on this one. that off a little bit. This got you feeling like you like just got away with like a bank robbery, you know what I'm saying? And you got the getaway driver on deck and you just racing down the freeway, just like, we gonna make it back to the safe house. Like if I had a rapper in the studio right now, I'd have him vibing out to this. All the pain I caused, all the times I lost, you know what I'm saying? They'd be going crazy to this. Let's see what we could do in terms of maybe like adding a guitar or something. Let's see. Running through Crystalline. Gravity Pancake says you should arrange all this into a proper tracker EP. Coco Marina says, don't you use steel guitar for guitars? No, I use audio layer. Steel guitar is very, very nice as well, for sure. But I don't know if the touch interface will work on Nano Studio 2, so I just use audio layer. But I'll try that out real quick. Let's see how it sounds. Let me go to steel guitar real quick and see how it sounds. Where is it at? Steel Guitar Pro. Steel guitar is pretty as well. Ooh, that's nice. Good recommendation. This is a nice app. And we might be breaking Nano Studio 2 with that one. So we are going to not use it because we're live. So we're not going to try to work around or nothing. But yeah, that's a very heavy app. Very nice sounding one. Very rich. Try changing the guitar body when you find a preset you like. Yeah, I'm going to definitely explore this app more. I like it. Sorry about that crackling on y'all ears. See. How should we start it off? I think with nothing, probably. Just. Coco Marie says it usually happens when people listen to my recommendations. That's funny. I think I'm gonna just come in with the drums. Bam. And that'd just be the first verse. You just go straight into it. Coco says that intro though. Yeah, that intro's hard. I gotta add some more effects and all that. I'll do that later, but yeah, it needs like a reverse symbol or something like that. All right, y'all, it's been real. I'm gonna clear it. I got a few things I gotta get on top of, but hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Appreciate y'all pulling up. All that good stuff. If you're watching this live from the future and enjoying it, be sure to let me know down in the comment section. And yeah, with all that said, be sure to like, subscribe, notification bell, all that. It's iPadBeatMaking.com. Peace.